Hey, good morning. In today's Cuppa with Katie, we're going to be talking about the feminine. I have a feeling she's calling you. I think she might be knocking on your door, and I'm going to give you some ideas on how you can connect with her. Whether you realize it or not, she's always calling you, the feminine. Yeah, can you feel that? Do you know that? Yeah, she's always calling you. We are a beautiful mix of masculine and feminine energy. We need both. A lot of my teaching, a lot of my coaching is about really connecting with our inner empowered feminine energy, our inner empowered masculine energy, and learning how to bring them into a beautiful dance together. The journey to having that alignment with our own energy is to start noticing where we have disempowered or toxic masculine energy running the show, and where we have disempowered or toxic feminine energy running the show, and that's the work, right? So this is the deep inner work that I'm doing with women, is really understanding what's going on in their energy fields that is toxic and disempowering, and healing those pieces so that they can feel empowered. Hi Kelly Ann, gorgeous to have you. You've got a cuppa? Yay, I've got my coffee. I've had a great morning. I got up early, I cleaned the kitchen, I did a half an hour of yoga, I took the dog for a walk. I've spent time dancing, I've had a beautiful breakfast, and now I am here with you. I'm so glad. Hello Ruth, good to see you. Yeah, so my feminine is like full on calling me at the moment, and she always is, and she always is for you. She's always calling us. She never stops beckoning. She's like, come on, it's time to stop. Come on, maybe rest. Come on, get into your body. You don't need to be in your head all the time. You don't need to always be doing. I know you've learned to value the doing and the ticking off the to-do lists and the achieving, and it all looks good. But how do you feel? How do you feel? The feminine is always asking us, how do you feel? What do you need? How could you take care of yourself? How can you get everything done and still feel good? How can you feel like you've achieved and not be an exhausted, dribbling mess of a heap on the floor, right? Like, this is the feminine. She's amazing, and she's calling you. And she's so present within me at the moment that this is why I wanted to talk about this today. Hello Lindy, good to have you too. So really it's super simple today. I have a question for you, and that is, how is she calling you today? How is the feminine beckoning you today? What's she asking of you at the moment? So for me, and this is a journey I'm on, and I feel like I'm about to hugely up level in this part of my own journey with my feminine, and it's about being in the body. So I've had a really interesting journey with my body this last year, with the UK being in lockdown so often, and my yoga studio not being open, and my habits have changed. We've got a dog, so suddenly I'm not going to a yoga studio every day, and well, not every day, but very regularly, and practicing hot yoga, and instead I'm out in nature walking my dog twice a day, which is great. It's just different, and a lot of my yoga practices have stopped, and it's had me, I haven't been in my body as much as I'm used to being in my body. And it's been an interesting journey. It's had some physical ramifications, and I'm working with that now. Some like tightness in my lower back, and doing some really gorgeous stretching right now to move through that and start to change that up. And I'm seeing an amazing cranial osteopath. Thank you, Lindy, for the recommendation. Thank you also to Marion Stewart. You both recommended me to him, and he, yeah, I can't wait. I'm seeing him again this week. It's so fun. But my body's calling me. You know, our body, the home of the feminine, right? Our body is the home of the feminine. Our masculine, the home of the masculine, is in our head. If your body is calling you in any way, that's the feminine calling you. So I've been on a real journey this year with my body. And it's interesting, you know, journeys often start with pain, don't they? Somehow it's the pain that gets our attention, and we're like, oh, gosh, okay, I didn't realize I wasn't connected to myself there in that way. I didn't realize I was neglecting myself there in that way. I did, you know, and it's often the pain, and it's the same with emotional pieces. It's the same, you know, the thing that often gets us onto a journey of transformation and healing is instigated by pain. Interestingly, yesterday I was speaking with a woman who's considering doing some work with me, or up-leveling her work with me. And she's like, but I'm really good. You know, the work we've done so far, it's great. I'm in a really good place. I feel really, you know, I feel strong. I feel connected with my feminine. You know, and she was listing all the ways that she's feeling great because of the work that we've been doing already. And I was like, do you need to feel shit then to go to your next level? Is that required? Because often that's what we think, right? We think we have to feel really shit to invest in ourselves. It's like we wait to feel bad, and then we're like, oh, okay, I'll go do something about that then. But a really nice reframe, I know I'm going off track here slightly, but this is what the feminine calls us to. The feminine does actually call us to, it's like, well, how good do you dare to let it get? How great do you dare to feel? Do you dare to feel good every day? And the feminine is all about desire. And she's connected to her desire, and she's connected to knowing her next level and what that is for her. And she invites us. She's like, well, do you dare to go to your next level and experience more of this joy, more of this pleasure, more of this abundance? Do you dare? Or do you, like, could the springboard be to your next level? Could it be from joy? Could it be from a state of peace and ease? Can we springboard from peace and ease into more joy and happiness and abundance? Or do we need to wait for the shit to hit the fan? I mean, it is true that a lot of transformation starts from the chaos. You know, chaos brings transformation. Often there needs to be a meltdown, a breaking down, a coming undone, so that we're cracked open and then we can rebuild from there. Absolutely, that's part of the process. And evolution and growth can be experienced through joy and pleasure. It doesn't always have to be experienced through pain. And so this is what the feminine is also inviting us to, is to connect in with our desires. And she invites us to, you know, she beckons us and says, do you dare to let it get really good? Could you do that? Do you dare? Because we're so, you know, it's such a habit for us to, well, it can be a habit for us to kind of expect the worst, or to expect that it will be limited in some way. And that's a scarcity mindset, you know, that our joy is limited, that it will only last for so long. Like, make the most of it while it's here because it's going to go. But the feminine, by her very nature, is tapped in to source energy, is tapped in to the universe. She's tapped into pure love. That is pure potential. It's completely expansive. It's utterly unlimited. So the feminine is always inviting us to step in to that abundance. So how is the feminine calling you at the moment? For me, it's about very much being even more present in my body. And so it's my yoga practice more so. Like, I've really not been very disciplined with my yoga in the last year because my studio closed, and I was finding it really hard to do online classes. But I found something now that really works for me, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm doing a lot of yin yoga, so it's a very feminine yoga. I'm not really doing anything, I'm receiving, and it's a lot of stretching, and it looks like I'm doing nothing a lot of the time, but there's so much happening and so much going on in my body when I'm doing my yin yoga. Walking, but not just walking consciously, like allowing myself to be present in my body. So is your body calling you in any way? Is it sport? Is it exercise? Is it rest? Is it earlier nights? Like, how is your body calling you? Is she calling you to eat cleaner? You know, is she calling you to, hi Linda, and Lindy's saying I needed to hear this today. Perfect. And Linda needed to hear it too. Perfect. So yeah, is it eating clean? Is it, you know, noticing what you're putting in your body? Is it self-care? So is it a manicure, a pedicure? Is it a massage? Is it a beautiful, like, hot, salty bath? What kind of self-care do you need? Does your body need? So is your body calling you? Or is your sisterhood calling you? Are you missing connection with other women? I was on a call last night with Mama Gina, who wrote this book. You probably, or maybe you do or don't. Can you see that, Pussy? A reclamation. So I was on a Zoom with her community last night. And there was like, I don't know how many women were on this, that hundreds of women. And everyone had their videos on and we were all dancing and there was crying and there were questions being asked and it was so feminine and there was every age. I mean, Mama Gina was teaching a 74-year-old woman how to do a lap dance and we were all learning. So we're all learning how to do a lap dance. It was brilliant. And this woman, 74, I mean, she was so beautiful. And she took her top off and she's there in a sports bra and she was doing a lap dance in front of hundreds of women. She was learning how. I tell you, the energy it brought me to be in a sisterhood, to see women, and I can feel the tears coming because I know how powerful this is, to see women supporting women. Women just like no judgment. Hey, Nicola Dallin. Like no judgment, just there for each other, just witnessing each other, just holding space for each other, allowing all the feelings, all the dance moves. Like it was weird and wonderful and it was amazing. So is your feminine inviting you into a deeper sisterhood in some way? Do you just need to pick up the phone to a girlfriend and tell her how you're feeling and ask her how she's doing? Just share. You know, I ran my 5-day challenge again a couple of weeks ago. The sisterhood in there was remarkable. Like within, I mean, I was about to say 24 hours. It was quicker than that. It was almost instant. The trust and the openness and the sharing amongst these women was beautiful. There wasn't one heckler in the group, not one. You know, when you bring a group of new people together, you almost expect there to be, you know, one difficult person. It wasn't there. It was the most beautiful, loving, gorgeous space. And these women were, it's like they were craving it. I crave it. I love it. It's so important. So is that how your feminine's calling you? Is it through sisterhood? Is she calling you in like how you dress? I mean, I'm not actually dressed very feminine today. I've got a, you know, black top and tight jeans on. Actually, the tight jeans aren't particularly feminine at all because they are tight around my first and my lower chakras, first and second chakras. But you know, to be in our feminine, we are actually invited to wear loose, flowy clothing, maybe dresses. But you know, I'm feeling feminine today because I've got my hair out. I think if my hair was scraped back and tight, I'd probably want to be wearing something a little bit more soft and flowy. But you know, our body responds to what we put on it. Our energy responds to what we're wearing, the colors we're choosing, the lipstick we're choosing. You know, it sounds trivial. It's important. And all these little pieces, they're like building blocks, and one upon the other, you know, create something beautiful. So the feminine is inviting us on so many levels with lots of little building blocks to consciously make decisions and choices throughout the day to bring her in. So is it about what you're wearing? Is it sensuality? So this is a big piece for the feminine. She loves to feel sensual. Is it, you know, are you being invited to put some beautiful oils on your skin? Remember, sensuality is engaging the senses. So that's smell, touch, sight, sound, hearing. Is it soft, beautiful music? Is it, what are you looking at around your home? Do you need to put some beautiful fresh flowers around and about the house? Do you need to enjoy, I've already said a bath, but I love a bath, like a lovely hot salty bath with candles for the smell and just the gentle candle light for your sight, and you feel the salty water on your skin. Is it silk sheets? Is it new silky lingerie or night dress? What is it that would feel good for you, that would tantalize your senses? The feminine loves that, loves it. Is it even being conscious when you're eating, to just notice the textures and the tastes and the smells as you actually enjoy a meal? Like, receive the meal, don't just eat and do eating. Receive it. It's just getting a little softer, a little more conscious to just these tiny, tiny pieces. Is it your spiritual practices? Like, where are you at with those? Is your feminine calling you into more ritual, into a daily meditation practice perhaps, into a more regular journaling practice? Because the feminine loves to be connected with herself. She loves to feel her feelings. She loves to create beautiful space to experience herself, to experience her range of emotions. So is she calling you in that way? Orgasms. Is she calling you to have more orgasms? Is she calling you to self-pleasure? Yeah, that's so important. It's such an important part. If that's missing in your life, maybe it's time to inject that back in. I've just set a 2-week challenge of daily orgasm to my Daring and Mighty Love clients. We're all doing it. It's a game changer. And if it's not about reaching climax, it's about self-pleasure and being there for yourself intimately in that way. And for single women, that's more important than ever. But if you're in a relationship and you want to bring that to life, it's still really, really important. So how is your feminine calling you at the moment? What's she asking of you? What's she whispering in your ear? What have you known for a while and you've been ignoring it because your disempowered masculine has been telling you, you don't have time for that. We can't trust that. What we can trust is doing and ticking off lists and achieving stuff and making money and all that good stuff. Nothing wrong with it. Kind of just got to balance it out. And learning to trust our feminine is a key part of that. So I hope that's helpful. Actually, just before I wrap up, come on, give me a couple comments. How is the feminine calling you? There's a few of you on live. How is she calling you? So I'm going to recap while you type. I've made some notes here. So is she calling you to get into your body? Is she calling you to connect with other women? Is she calling you into self-care? Is she calling you into your spiritual practices and rituals? Is she calling you into your sensuality? Is she calling you to experience orgasm and self-pleasure? Is she calling you to dress differently? I think there's, right? And, there's more. But how is she calling you? Is anyone going to share? Even one person? No? You're all being quiet? I know it takes a moment. But if you're watching on replay, please type hashtag replay and let me know how the feminine is calling you. If you needed to hear this, tell me why you needed to hear this. Why now? What have you been ignoring? What are you ready to commit to? Do you dare to let life get really good? Or are you more committed to suffering and struggling and pain? Yeah? Lindy's saying she's calling me to do most of those. Yes, absolutely. And let's not go into any kind of overwhelm. It's like, okay, everything is progress. Remember that amazing affirmation, everything is progress. So just choose one thing. Just go, like, make yourself a green smoothie and put some really good nutrients into your body. Or choose to have an early night nap, take an afternoon nap, or here we go. So we've got some responses. Great. There's always a bit of a lag with Facebook. So Linda's saying she's going to dig out her floaty skirt. Ruth saying it's calling me into my body. I've been avoiding regular exercise. Awesome. And that will lift your mood. I mean, all of this is mood enhancing. Can you feel that? It's all mood enhancing. The feminine is all about feeling good. So she's going to be inviting you into practices and experiences that have you feel good. She's all about that. Nicola's saying, I've missed listening to you. I'm now reflecting on what I wear. Excellent. Lindy's saying, I'm glad to have you back, Nicola, as well. Lindy's saying, I feel like I'm behind a perspex screen. I have not been allowing her to be with me. So rip the screen down. Get rid of it. You don't need it. Kellyanne, it says, I need to get more outdoor time. Yep. Nicola, I'm going to have a fabulous bath later, pamper and candles. Yes. Amazing. I feel emotional reading this. It's so important that we women feel good, that we feel switched on and turned on from the inside, and there's little things that we can do for ourselves. No one else even needs to know. It's our own private practice to be connected with our feminine. You know, enough with the disempowered feminine of treading on eggshells and people pleasing and making sure everybody else is okay first and being the martyr. The world doesn't need that. Commit to healing that stuff and step into the woman you came here to be. That's your invitation. Okay, so on that note, I'm going to finish my coffee and I'm going to go hang out with my son. All right, love you all lots. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.